So, yeah. Okay, coach. Here we go, ladies and
Hi.
gentlemen. Coach,
Hi.
Coach Downs is right here with me. Very, very beautiful lady.
Thank
I don't
you.
want to talk too much. She's here. Coach, welcome to High School TV USA.
Hey, thank you for having me.
Nice. It's good to have you on my show, and thanks for accepting my proposal and my message. Yeah, coach, before we start the whole show,
Mhm.
I would like you to tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I am Najee Downs, Coach Jay. I am originally from Atlanta, Georgia. I graduated from the school that I'm coaching at the moment, which is North Springs High School. I was the
Beautiful.
captain of that school in 2017 through 2020. And after I graduated, I proceeded to continue my education as a cosmetologist while also still being very passionate about cheer and wanting to come back and just lead and continue to grow the legacy there. And once I got in and decided to reconnect with all of the people that graduated under me, and also the teachers that taught me gracefully allowed me to come back and re-enter and become a coach. So that's a little bit about me.
Beautiful. Wow. All right, viewers, you just heard from Coach Nigel Downs. So, Coach, why cheer coaching? Like I asked my other coaches last time, like last weekend. There's a
Hmm.
lot of sports in America, and
Hmm.
you choose to go for cheer coach. Why? What's the motivation behind that?
Okay,
And
so oh, you
no, I'm done. Yes.
okay. My motivation behind coming and choosing cheer in its totality. When I first started cheering, I was just trying to find my place, find my mark, and something that I, as a freshman, was just trying to find. That's your freshman start. So whenever I got the opportunity, and my coach gave me that opportunity as not being experienced as
Hmm.
a cheerleader, and the things and the tools that was implemented for me during that time allowed a passion to grow inside of me. And once that passion started, it never left. So even as someone who has multiple talents, I had a passion in hair and then I had a passion in cheer. And once I got my foot through the door, or once I started that transition as far as hair, and once that was solid at it was, I also was dabbling into getting back to the culture of cheer because that passion never left me. And I always wanted to come back. I showed up to tryouts. I showed up to games. Even after I graduated as a captain, I would try to be involved in the school even after I left so that I can create relationships and connections to bring me back to be able on a higher level as a coach. So cheer was just implemented those characteristics and allowed me to develop skill sets for myself as not just personally or not just athletic wise, but personally as far as character, discipline, being a student athlete is hard. You got to have not only discipline, but your personality has to be there, your communication has to be there, your sportsmanship has to be there, and all of those characteristics just played a part into me wanting to come back.
So, starting to become a cheer coach,
Hmm.
have you ever, at a point in time, said to yourself that, man, I can't continue no more. I'm tired. I want to stop coaching. Has it been a time?
Um, it's being a cheer coach has definitely been challenging, and I think that the passion that I created, I think that when you sign up for to be a leader, you accept that in its totality. So given that you are the adult over these young generations that is to come, you have to have a level of grace with these children. So I
Hmm.
think that if you don't have the solid foundation and knowing that you are here to help, you are here to grow, you can have those thoughts. I have never had a thought to where I'm going to leave because I love cheer that so much. And I don't also want to give up on girls, especially when I signed up to be there for them in its fullest capacity. So is it hard? Yes. Have I ever wanted to go? No, because I love cheer too much.
Okay. You know, listen to you. I can tell somehow or somewhat you must be very, very disciplined. And I'll come to that question on the side. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is High School TV USA, and I have with me Coach Nigel Downs. So, and if you just joined the show, kindly subscribe to my YouTube channel. All right. So, Coach, now let's dive into real business.
Okay.
What is your style of coaching?
My style of coaching. I think my style of coaching is tough love. I think that anything that I have that I give or bring is tough love because I have to give you the love side to where, hey, outside of this cheer, you are a student, you are a young lady growing as a human, and I'm going to love that part in its totality. While pairing cheer, there comes tough times when it comes to teaching, and when you're giving direction or correction, you have to allow them to know that, hey, this is not me wanting to be mean. This is me trying to give you correction out of love, and also correcting the things that need to be done, whether it's technique or a personal thing or a life-changing thing or something that they're dealing with outside of cheer. I think that tough love is there, but also, like I say, I think grace is really a thing for me and for other. And the last one is passion. Like passion is just passion is my soul, like the
That's gonna be the
passion
whole
for
thing.
it. That's really like tough love. I just wanted to say that because of the dynamics of cheer, but passion is really like you got to be passionate for it because the passion is going to lead you through those tough times.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Okay. So now my next question is, how do you balance skill development with fun and enjoyment guidelines?
How do I balance skill development? So, I had to learn how to balance that because I was so like the passion and the ambition that I have. I had to learn how to be flexible with that.
Mm-hmm.
So, when it comes down to a time and a place for everything, me and my girls, I allow my girls to laugh. I allow them to have fun. And in order to balance that, we kind of implement like, like the trends of this generation, TikToks and videos, games. We do little fun challenges. We do spirit weeks. Like this week, they having a school spirit week for Christmas because the school is hosting one. So we do personal
Keeping them
events.
busy and active.
Yeah, so we try to do activities that'll give them that space to have fun, but they're gonna have fun regardless. So I have to be like, okay, not too much fun, but you're gonna have fun. We're gonna do this for y'all because I want to be able to do that. Um, but that's how I balance those two, the techniques. It's a time for fun and it's a time to not have fun. I also think that when you live through, like, also knowing that you can have fun while also being aware that you have a job to do, that is something that I pride myself in. Do your job, but also know that you're having fun. Like you signed up for this. This is a dynamic where it's always gonna be fun. You got basketball, football. It's crowds.
Right.
The dynamics of cheer is always going to be fun, and that's what you always have to realize. But you do have that side where you have to be like, okay, I'm still on the job. Let me let me let me get back right.
Right. That's good. That's interesting. Well, so coach, let's move on. As a coach, how would you address challenges and promote well-being in a team?
How would I address challenges? So typically, like, are you saying like differences in opinions like that?
Yeah, you're, I know challenges, they are members, and different members can have some kind of conflict. And
Yes.
if, as a coach, if you're not too disciplined and strict to
Yes.
amend this conflict, it might be a problem. As a coach, you're also a mother to the team. So
Right, exactly. So I typically try to I am a no nonsense, messy drama coach. Any
yeah,
I do not play about that. I think that
I
you
can.
are a team. When you're here on as a team, I don't care what issues you have. We're gonna talk about it. You address them. We're gonna sit down together and we're
Mm-hmm.
gonna address the problem. I'm gonna listen and I'm gonna direct you to what is wrong and what is right. We have the what this is called a lemon squeeze. When you squeeze a lemon, all the stuff come out. We sit down and we talk about it. And after that day, I tell them we're gonna talk about it here. This is gonna be the last time I'm gonna hear from it. We're
Right.
gonna. This is the end. That's how I address anything. And as far as confidence or anything, I pull them to the side and I try my hardest to tell them like this is tough love again. I'm telling you these things. If this is hurting your feelings, I apologize, but I'm doing this because what I see the growth and I see where you can be. I see the potential.
Right.
So
Right.
as far as those challenges, as far as with their confidence or their techniques, I generally try to pull them to the side if they have those concerns, and
Mm-hmm.
also with team disagreements. We sit down, we talking about it. This is the first and last time we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna leave it alone. That's it. I don't want to hear about it no more. Cause y'all team
And
and y'all gotta move forward.
that is a good coach, you know, and I'll applaud you for doing that. And you should always be checking on a student or your members, because it's not only about we have chair practice that we need to meet. Sometimes we need to talk to the student. Sometimes they have problems, you see, and they keep the problem within them and they bring the problem to practice. So if you're a coach and you don't have the foresight to see, you always, make a mistake. Yeah, coach. Now let's move on.
Mhm.
How do you evaluate your team performance?
How do I evaluate it? So I started to one of the ways, because I have many ways, but one of the main ways to evaluate their performance, I've been diving into content a little bit more, and so in doing so, I realized that the content that we get, we can watch back. So you know how football players have film, we
Mhm.
have film days. They watch themselves. So it's Wednesdays. We get the video, we put it up, and they watch themselves and they critique. I allow them to critique themselves and I allow them to tell me what they see before I tell them what I see. And typically, I address those things in practice when I see the error. I try to just clean it, articulate why this way is that way, and I also try if I get any like combativeness, I allow them to do it and to see why it's wrong, so that they have to. This generation has to see for themselves. Sometimes they literally do not want to hear why you okay, I'm gonna let you do it. And then when you see that I told you don't touch that and you
Yes.
touch it, then now you know why I said it. So they have to learn that way. But I typically the main thing has been filmed, them watching themselves back, them being able to see, oh, we looked crazy on this, them hearing themselves at the games. Oh yeah, y'all, I allow them to dissect themselves sometimes.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is High School TV USA, and High School TV USA is worldwide. We have Africa, because we have branch in Africa, Ghana, also called High School TV. And precisely, I'm from Ghana, and I know most of African countries are watching us live. And this is Coach Naja Downs, aka Coach J, from North Spring High School, located in Sandy, Georgia. You know,
Sandy
I,
Springs.
yes,
Sandy Springs, Georgia.
Georgia, right. I watched a couple of her videos on Instagram, and she's very disciplined. Now, listen, please, if you have a coach who is very disciplined and also funny, don't play with these two. Don't play with them because they are the best coaches, please. So my next question is, what makes a cheerleader successful?
I think that what makes a cheerleader successful, first, I always tell my girls, like, at first, you are a student athlete. Student comes first, athlete comes second.
Mm-hmm.
That means as a student, you need to be academically correct. You need to be respectful towards your teachers. You need to be doing everything that you need to do educationally first. And then the athletics come afterwards, which means when you come to that practice, you need to be able to listen. You need to be receptive to constructive criticism. And you need to, my keyword, be passionate. Cheer is not something that you're supposed to be cute about. I mean, we want to be cute, but that's not why you're there. Cheer is technically, and your body has to physically be there. You have to implement a lot of things as far as your motions, your arms, your jumps, you picking up other girls, like all of that is a
Yeah.
different dynamic to it. So I think that the main characteristics that you need to have as a cheerleader is as a cheerleader and a student athlete, the student side, academics, respect, and also your mind mentally, you need to be putting everything you need to educational wise because that's first. Then you need to be listening, open to constructive criticism and passionate about the sport. Because if you have all of those things, you're willing to grow, you're willing to improve, you're willing to exceed all expectations in both elements, school and as an athlete.
I like your mindset, coach. I like it.
thank,
Yeah,
thank you.
I'd like to be part of your team.
That listen, come on, we got one male. We need some more. We need some more.
Okay, right, coach. Since you're talking about athletes, now
Mhm.
my next topic is going to be athlete development. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So, how do you support and encourage athletes to maintain their academics success alongside their cheerleading performance?
So we typically have study halls. If you're not passing a class, you cannot cheer. You can't cheer a quarter. So
What
there's
is the passing grade?
a passing grade is a 70.
70. So
I mean, and
in,
I,
in your
uh,
team, right?
yes.
How many grades do I need to have to be part of your team?
How many grades do you need to have to be a part of my team?
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean?
I know cheerleading doesn't go without academics, right?
We don't go. We don't.
So I know I know that you have a specific GPA.
Oh
That
yes,
Yeah, that's what I'm referring to. So what
yes.
GPA do you use to select your team member into the team?
Well, I have a another coach. We call her coach, but she's a not a business, our coordinator over our program. And I know that it's supposed to be a 3.0 and up. Typically it's supposed to be a 3.5. Most people want to reach that, but 3.0 and up is pretty good. We want you to be at 3.5. 4.0 is top tier, but we really want you to stay between that 3 and that 4.
Uh-huh.
But typically, we throughout the season, you can't always look at the GPA because it register differently per semester. And so we look at the grades. So if you have four classes a semester, right? You need to be passing all of those classes. If you're not passing one of those classes, you will sit out a quarter of a game so that
Okay.
you know that this you need to that's first. That's how we promote academics because before there's a game, your grades need to be up to par. So we sit them out a quarter so that it's a consequence so they understand that this is very important. And then once it comes up and as it goes up, that's the push for them to get it back up. I want to go to this game. So let me get my grades up so that I can cheer at this game. So that's the incentive that we use as far as academics to promote that and help them so that they understand at the end of the day, what did I say? You a student athlete. You a student
Right.
athlete.
Okay.
So
Thank you for watching, Mrs. Boneski. I see you. Thank you, Mr. Akomba DB. I see you from Ghana. Yes.
mm-mm,
So, coach, let's move to skill programming. Okay. How do you approach teaching new skills,
mhm.
and how do you adapt your coaching to a different skill levels within the team?
um how do I approach new skill sets? So typically when I bring in something new, I already I show them the
Mm-hmm.
skill, right? And cheer is very repetitive. So yeah, the intentions behind it, you need to continue to repeat these steps. So I break it down to a level where they can I think that most of them know how to get it pretty fast. If there's a challenge, I'm going to continue to like repeat it. Let's keep going. Let's do it again. We're gonna get it till it's better. Let's do it again. We're gonna get it till it's better. Because the more you do it, the more retention you retain, the more you remember the movements, the more you remember the words. And I typically start with breaking down the words down first, because you got to get the words. Gonna say the words. Then we're gonna do the moves step by step, and then we're gonna clean the best. So if your arm is not at the same position, we cleaning that part. We gotta go high, we gotta go low. Yeah, that's no. And my learning skill, I typically try to put them. Most of my inspiration came from colleges, so
Colleges,
I
okay.
prep them. I prep them for college if they want to go to cheer. I mean, if they want to cheer in college. So most of my material come from colleges and those who paved the way, like Stump and Shake. My style of cheering is traditional and Stump and Shake. Stump and Shake was originally created in North Carolina and Virginia. So those are the schools that I typically try. The colleges like WSSU, VUU, and other colleges. I typically try to. I am inspired by them, and those are the skill sets that I implement in them, so that they could be prepared for what is that to come. So yeah.
All right. I know. I have a lot of questions reserved for
Mhm.
you, and you have given very brilliant answers to all my questions. And if
Thank
I
you.
leave you, you're gonna say a lot. But I have to, come in so we can. So my
You're
next
good.
question, we're gonna talk about logistic and communication.
Okay.
So first of all, I'll talk about practice and planning. How do you plan and organize your practice session to be productive, and what does a typical practice look like?
So my typical practice session. I typically try to get them to have as much practice as they can, especially during basketball season. Their practices are 2 hours, 2 hours and 15 minutes.
Hmm.
During those 2 hours, they first come in. There's announcements. Then I typically try to before in the early seasons they do workouts because we want to prep them for that. But now they typically review where they review the new material that they learned the day before. Then we'll teach new cheers. And after those new cheers are taught, we'll go back to reviewing. Typically, days before the game, I don't teach no material, no new materials. No
Okay.
new materials because they need to prep and they're not going that the first time they try it is going to be at the game. They probably going to mess up. No, we need to do I try not to teach new material before the game. And that's typically how the practices are set up. They need enough time. If you have homework, you can do homework on the side for about 30 to 45 minutes. You can do that. All you have to do is just let me know, hey, I need to do this work. You can sit there, and then when you're done, that's typically how it goes.
All right. Now, communication. How do you communicate with the expectation, schedules, and feedback to the team and also to their parents? How do you communicate?
So communication, we have a before there's a team, you have to sign a contract. The contract just basically tells you what our standards are and our mission statement as
How many?
individual
Sorry, how
cheer.
many contracts is that? How many years? How
Oh
many years
no,
contract?
it's not a
Sorry.
year. It's just a contract. It's just one, just understanding these are our standards, and this is what you need to do.
Right.
You're not and it's a new contract every year. New contract every year.
Yeah.
But we typically do that. As far as communications, we have team meetings, we have parent meetings before, so you know the standards are in the practice schedules before the year. We give you the practice schedule, we give you the dates, we try to bring out the schedule. I have a text every Sunday. I send out a text of announcement to my parents. Here's the games. These are the times to practice. Anytime, every Sunday, you're going to get an announcement from me. That's how I communicate any updates or changes as well. And that's with my varsity members as well. As their captains typically send out messages too for their game days so that it take a little bit of ease off of me. But other than that, clear communication all throughout. Every Sunday, you get an announcement. Every Sunday, you getting this. Every practice, you getting announcements. The same announcements I put in the text, you're going to get it every practice. And that's how the communication works.
Wow, this is interesting because I am enjoying your show. I am enjoying your talking. Seriously, I would love to have you on my show again.
Oh, great.
I'll, yes, I would love to have you on my show again. And my final question, which I want us to deal with, is budget or fundraising, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
What is your approach to a program budgeting and fundraising of the team or to the team?
So we typically try to do fundraisers that we think that most people will participate in. Our one fundraiser that we did was just the send out goal where you send out, hey, we're trying to raise this much money. This is for me. You send out on that, and we do T-shirts. We make T-shirts for the school. Our coordinator, she is very advanced in like making T-shirts and graphics, and she makes T-shirts for us. We sell T-shirts. We do spirit buttons for the school. We try to get the spirit in the school a little bit up. So we do initiatives that'll create school spirit. So that's why we sell t-shirts and we sell buttons for like $2, t-shirts for $15. Anything that is approachable for kids to also buy, because we want those kids to be involved. We want the spirit to come along. We know parents are always most parents are always involved, so they're going to support, but we also want to get the students on board too. So we try to do like things that we know that students want, like snacks. We're going to have a store. We're going to sell snacks to y'all at this time. You guys can come get those snacks. Things that we know that they're going to want to buy, basically.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I hate to say goodbye, and I hate to say that, but Coach, you see, before I let you go, I want us to tell us your final words to your team, to your cheer team, and also your advice to the viewers and followers. Now Christmas is approaching. Your good advice to them, and again, you tell us your social media handle and where the school is located, your name, and I think you will do, and maybe some shout out you want to give to your yeah. So of course, the first is for you now.
Okay, y'all, it's Najee Downs, Coach J. My Instagram handles are at I am Najee Downs, and my cheer team is at NSHS Cheerleaders.
Right.
Make sure you guys tune into our lives. We are on TikTok every day, pretty much. My last remarks for anybody that is out there, anybody that's passionate about cheer, I ask that you continue to feed that passion, because you will not be disappointed. Don't let anybody deter you from who you are, and also know that you are who you are for a reason. Always be open to growth. Always be open to elevation, because there's always room for growth. Be humble, love, and put God first, and continue to love this generation and build up this generation, because they need us. They need people who will feed into them, that'll grow them and give them the understanding and the clarification and the correction that they need. So make sure y'all tune in for more from me and from others.
Wow. Thank you, Coach. I know my contributor. Keep it up. You're doing a good job. Don't stop. Don't let him break you down. Okay?
Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is High School TV USA. And stay tuned. I have my next interview from the same school, and the coach's name is Daija.
Coach right? Kiki.
Oh, Key, just get ready. I'm coming for you. Okay, thank you for joining High School TV.
Thank you.
High School TV USA every weekend at 6, 7:30 p.m.